So there is a final secret in Inscryption that no one has found yet, and it's been in the game for months. And the main reason it hasn't been found yet is that it's exclusive to the console version of Inscryption, which released in August 2022. The only reason we know this secret exists is because of an interview with Daniel Mullins that happened in November 2022, where he was asked if there was anything left in Inscryption that hadn't been found yet. And here was the answer he gave.
Normally, my answer for this is always no, but I will say, because it still hasn't been found, there is something that's unique to the console versions. I can't lie, there is something there.
Again, this was in November 2022. The game had already been out on console for a few months at that point, and no one had found the secret yet. But his answer here immediately caused members of the community to start searching through the game and hopefully find out what this secret was. And it wasn't until very recently, in February 2023, that the community found something very interesting in the Archivist fight in Act 3. If you didn't know, the Archivist is one of Inscryption's most unique bosses. On the PC version, it'll pull up your actual hard drive and ask you to select files that you can use to deal damage to the boss. However, on the console version of Inscryption, this fight's a little different. On console, the Archivist uses preset files from Luke Carter's PC instead. And on Luke's hard drive, there's a bunch of cool fan art and other Easter eggs, but there's also some strange stuff. Namely, this screenshot in his documents folder called seemsimportant.png. The file size is 273 kilobytes, which is a pretty common number that Daniel Mullins likes to use across his games. And also the creation date for the file is pretty suspicious because it says it was created on October 17th, 1011. So if you choose this file during the fight, it'll actually display the image on P3's face. And it shows a dialogue box from the woodcarver with a strange message on it. It shows a bunch of X's separated by these dividing lines. And for anyone familiar with Daniel Mullins' other ARGs, this looks exactly like the format he uses for ciphers, which are just codes used to unlock or decrypt something. So what exactly do we do with this code then? The community's first thought on this was to try to use the hidden command line interface from Act 2 to decode something with this new code. The only problem was that there's no way to actually get to the command line on console since you can't hit Control-C on a controller. And it's even been confirmed by Daniel Mullins that there really is no way to open it on console. So if we can't use it there, then where do we use it? Well, people started looking around for other places in the game where you can input text. And the only other place where you're able to input text is when you're creating a death card whenever you die during Act 1. After you choose all the stats and the sigil on the card, you're able to actually name the card whatever you want. And conveniently, the name can only be 16 characters long, which is exactly the same length of this cipher we found. And people quickly found that if you put that exact code in for the death card name, it causes the screen to glitch out, the name of the card changes to a W, and the stats of the card change to a 03. And the community has also found that replacing these X's in the cipher changes the name of the card depending on what you put in. And usually it's complete gibberish, so it's completely unreadable. But this is pretty familiar to the last ARG when we were decoding that log.txt file. If you use the incorrect cipher to decode it, it just looked like complete garbage. So clearly we're decoding something here, and it's just going to output garbage until we have the correct cipher. And in addition to this too, it was also found that certain NPCs have their dialogue change after this code has been entered on the death card. Goobert in Act 1, the Pike Mage in Act 2, and the Mycologist in Act 2 all have additional dialogue that's completely scrambled and completely unreadable. And so with all that, the community's current theory is that these X's need to be replaced with something else. And once we have the correct code, we'll be able to read the dialogue from these NPCs. The only issue is that we don't know what to replace these X's with. Looking at the cipher, it's divided up into 3 sections, meaning there are most likely 3 different puzzles that need to be solved, but we don't really know what those puzzles are. However, recently we did get a useful hint from Daniel Mullins. He said the Switch version can only get you so far. Some of the clues for this secret use PlayStation exclusive features. This means stuff like the light bar, the speaker, and maybe even the haptics on PS5, they might hold clues for this secret. And after Daniel gave this hint, the community quickly found that the light bar on the PlayStation controller will react differently depending on where you're standing in the game. Like if you're standing next to the flickering box in P3's factory in Act 3, the controller lights will actually flicker on and off with what looks like Morse code. And what was most interesting about this flickering is that it doesn't match what's coming from the box. So people translated the Morse code lights coming from the controller and it gave the message James, which conveniently fits nicely in one of the 5X slots in our cipher. But at the moment, this is as far as the community has gone with this puzzle. We're a little bit stuck at the moment. We're kind of assuming James is part of our cipher, but we're also not sure what the other parts of the cipher are. Maybe there are more Morse code messages hidden in Inscryption somewhere that show up on the controller, or maybe it's some other clue entirely. We're not really sure at all. And that's where you're able to help. If you have a PS4 or a PS5 with Inscryption on it and want to help out with this secret hunt, come join the Daniel Mullins Discord. I put a link to it in the description. Just go to the Inscryption Plus channel. That's where all the discussion around this secret has been happening. And hopefully we can make some more progress, because we're kind of stuck at the moment. That's why I wanted to make this video. I wanted to spread the word about this, because I'm fascinated by stuff like this, and I don't know how deep this rabbit hole goes, but it's just getting started. So please come help out if this interests you, and hopefully I'll be back soon with an update on this. Thanks again for watching.